Yeah, I'm ready.
Nick Wilson with Dan Brownlie after the penalty defeat to Hordean in the Hampshire Cup. And Dan, it's a cruel way to lose a game, a penalty shootout like that.
It is, but we've created it ourselves in a certain sense. Like we've spoken about how we start games, and we overemphasised that point probably before the game, and we've gone 1-0 down within 4 minutes. And look, we've got young boys out there, no doubt about it, but they're young lads that want to be playing at our level, so there has to be a level of accountability to that. A free cross that's gone in, and then what's worse is there's a free header as well, which is really disappointing. To be fair to the lads, they got into it. We could have been out of sight first half with the 4 or 5 opportunities that we created. The keeper's made some good saves. We've been a little bit wasteful equally, and again in the second half, it was one-way traffic for the best part of 10-15 minutes. But the final bits of quality in the second half and the first half let us down. So it's our own doing that we allowed it to go to the lottery of penalties, and Joel will feel unlucky because he got close to 2. But disappointing evening to finish it in the way that we did.
Does losing a shootout particularly sting, having had all those opportunities to win the game in 90 minutes?
Yeah, I guess so. I think realistically, if it had gone to extra time, me personally, I think there was only one winner, but equally, I'm sure they'd argue differently. It was, it's a bitter sting, you know. You don't want to do it, but it's just one of the things. But like I say, it should never have gone to penalties. You know, we've had enough chances there to be out of sight, and for that, we've only got ourselves to blame. So there's hopefully some honest appraisals, particularly from experienced lads today. You know, I can't expect too much from the young lads. Like some of them have only made debuts in the last couple of weeks. So for them, it was a really good learning curve. But for us, just like we've got a free kick on the edge of their box, and we've ended up with our keeper in 3 passes. It's just little things like that at the moment that are common in our own game, let alone kind of cup side games.
The big talking point in the middle of the second half, there was a challenge on Dan Brownlie. A yellow card was shown. Did you feel that should have been a straight red?
It's been the most obvious red I've seen all season. I mean, the fact that he's been taken off without the game even restarting, I mean, testament to their bench for doing it, because it's an unbelievable decision to not give a red card in that moment. Like there is no doubt, there is no uncertainty. Absolutely everyone in this park, no matter the view, even coming off has said the same thing. And look, I'm not one for people getting sent off for the sake of it, and I'm not one of them. I'd like to think I'm not one of them that's shouting and ball in to get people booked and yellow cards and red cards. But when it's endangering like a player's safety, it's a horrible tackle. But we've been fed back that because he didn't need treatment, and nor was it quick enough, that it didn't constitute a red card. So either I need to go back and learn the rules, because I am struggling with this game at the moment, because I don't know what the rules are anymore. I really don't. I feel like we all watch Match of the Day, we all watch Sky Sports, and we watch VAR and have the luxury of slow-mos, and still it's no clearer. And that's top down, and I don't envy the refs in that sense, but that's the most basic of basic decisions I've seen. And 5 minutes later they go and score. So it's not on the referee in terms of the overall result, but he certainly hasn't contributed in a positive way based on a really obvious and blatant foul, which was incredibly dangerous as far as I'm concerned.
Dan Brownlie got up and continued and finished the game, but Michael Atkinson and Jake Impiazzi both had to go off. It's 2 more injuries to add to a lengthy list. How are they both doing?
Yeah, I'm bored of saying the I word. Michael will be okay. The tackle stumbled him from behind, and his teeth have basically gone through his tongue. It's not pretty. It's really not pretty, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's a warrior, is Mike. Jake is a little bit more concerning because he's obviously limped off, but Shauna and the physios there are working on him now to see how available he is for Saturday, because the kid's got a chance with where we are at the moment. So yeah, hopefully they'll both be okay, but Jake is the more concerning one at the moment.
And going into an FA Trophy tie against higher level opposition, it's one where at full strength you probably relish the opportunity to have a guy and knock out a higher level team. It's not the way it's worked out. What are your thoughts going into it?
No, I mean there's. Do you know what? It's an odd one, because it depends what mood you catch me in. Like I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's also a manager at a club at this level, same league in fact, And following the conversation, I felt quite buoyant about it, because sometimes when the chips are down, you strap on a pair and you give it everything, and we've got the capability of doing that. But tonight, just the fragility of us at times was the most concerning thing. And I appreciate, that 11 has never gone out before, and we've got young lads in there, but equally that could be the team Saturday. In terms of availability, that squad tonight was everything I have available, other than Ferdy, who was ill tonight, so he wouldn't have been able to play either. But that's a full complement of what we have currently. So it's a concerning one Saturday. There's no dressing it up. I think we've got to be brilliant, and they've got to drop their standard. And based on Chippenham, their recent results and what we know about them, that is unlikely. So we've got to do some real work between now and then and make sure that at very least our mentality is absolutely spot on, because what I saw tonight from a few players was by no means the standard that I expect. It's not been a horrendous performance, because you start being more concerned when you're not creating chances, and we've created 10, 11, 12 there, so suddenly 2 or 3 of them go in, and you're probably getting a very different me right now, and maybe in a couple of hours time I'll calm down a little bit, and I have to admit I'm probably still a little bit raging about that non-red card, which is probably dusting my view of the game a little bit. So maybe some self-reflection in the moment as well. But yeah, I'm just disappointed. It's a competition that we really value. We had a great night last year, particularly in the way that it happened and the environment. It was brilliant, and to bow out at this stage is disappointing.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Cheers, thank you.